modern day town crier, tell me, why is it that Murtala Muhammad took over power from Yakubu Gowon in a coup d'etat, despite the fact that they were friends? This is a question that a Nigerian asked me over 2 months ago in my DM. And yesterday, he reminded me, town crier, you have been making videos for others. Why don't you want to make videos for me? And I've decided to make video for him, to teach him and to answer him. And I'm going to remove my glasses so you don't think the town crier is looking from anywhere. No, I'm going to teach you. Pay attention. You see, to understand why Murtala Muhammad took over power in the coup d'etat, okay, on the 29th of July, 1965 from Yakubu Gowon, when Yakubu Gowon went for OAU meeting, a summit in Kampala, Uganda. Pay attention. For you to understand it, you must follow me carefully to what we call yesterday in historical terms, to the Nigerian Biafra Civil War. Pay attention. You see, Murtala Muhammad, what role did he play during the Nigeria Biafra Civil War? He was the commander of the Nigerian 2nd Division. Pay attention. I am going to tell you what happened, the relationship he had with Gowon, and why he did what he did, and what happened subsequently. Pay attention. You see, it is pertinent for you to know that as long as Murtala Muhammad was concerned, Yakubu Gowon was not a head of state. He was a figurehead to him. Why? Because the counter coup d'etat that happened in Nigeria on the 29th July 1966 was orchestrated by people like Murtala Muhammad, Theophilus Danjuma, and Martin Sadamu. It just happened that Yakubu Gowon took over power. On a good day, I will explain to you why it happened like that in Nigeria. Pay attention. When the war started, Murtala Muhammad commanded the 2nd Division. Now, after the Asaba massacre, okay, Murtala was to invade Onitsha. But remember, when the Biafrans were retreating from the Midwestern region, they detonated the Niger Bridge. They brought the Niger Bridge down. So, the Nigerian 2nd Division could not easily gain access into Onitsha. The Niger River became a weapon itself. So what happened? Murtala Muhammad wanted to cross Asaba and get into Onitsha. But he got an instruction from Yakubu Gowon not to do it, that since the bridge has been brought down, he should not gain access to Onitsha from Asaba. He should gain access through a town called Ida. I'm going to put the spelling of the towns for you to get it in case the pronunciation of mine does not synchronize on how you pronounce it in your place. But it is spelled as I-D-A-H, Ida. At that point, you need to understand that Murtala Muhammad disregarded the instruction and wanted to gain access into Onitsha from Asaba. And Onitsha was under the defense of the Biafran 11th Division, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Conrad Nwawo. I'm going to put the pronunciations and the spellings for you to follow. Conrad Nwawo was the commander of the Biafran 11th Division that was guiding Onitsha. That 11th Division was divided into 3 battalions: the 11th Battalion, the 18th Battalion, and the 12th Battalion. The 12th Battalion was commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Mark Ivensu. He was the one instructed to protect the towns of Ida and Nsugbe. Ida and Nsugbe. The 18th Battalion was commanded by Assam Asudo. Assam Asudo. He was the one instructed to protect the main town of Onitsha. Do you understand? And then the 11th Battalion was commanded by Joseph Achuzie. Joseph Achuzie. He was the one protecting the towns of Atani and Ndoni. Atani and Ndoni. The spellings will be on the screen so you can follow. Pay attention. Now, Murtala Muhammad wanted to attack from Asaba and not taking the instruction of Yakubu Gowon, who was the head of state. And so, on the 4th of October, 1967, he instructed the Nigerian artillery to start bombarding Onitsha. Onitsha was bombarded for 8 days, which was a gross misconduct of the military, even during war. But he did that anyways. And so after 8 days, he took 10 boat Armada and took 5,000 Nigerian army to cross the Niger River. And he succeeded. When he got to Onitsha, he was able to push back the Biafran 18 battalion that was commanded by Asam Asudo out of the Onitsha main town. But they made a mistake because instead of chasing this 18 battalion, they were caught up in the Onitsha main market and began looting the market, because these are soldiers that have been hungry for a while. And so they began looting the market. And that gave time for this Biafran 18 battalion to reorganize themselves. And so what happened? The Biafran 18 battalion and the Biafran 11 battalion, commanded by Joseph Achuzie, left Ndoni and Atani, and then came to Onitsha main town, came through Onitsha main market through the new market way, while the 18 battalion, commanded by Asam Asudo, came through the market from the old market way, and they were able to corner the 5,000 men of the Nigerian 2nd Division and fire on them. Out of 5,000 men, only few made it back to Asaba alive. But Murtala Muhammad was on the 3rd. He sent another 5,000 men that were reinforcement to him from Lagos to cross the Niger Bridge. Again, they were defeated by the Biafran 11 Division. Yet, he took another 4,000 men from Colonel Alani Akelinade to move to Onitsha again. But again, he was defeated. So when it was obvious to him that he could not gain access to Onitsha from Asaba, he decided to wait and then move to Ida. The same instruction that Yakubu Gowon did. So, late December 1967, the 2nd Division of the Nigerian Army and the 6th Battalion of the Nigerian Army, commanded by Shehu Musa Yar'Adua, not your ex-president, no, but his elder brother, the elder brother to your former president, the one that is late now, Umala Musa Yar'Adua. His brother was the commander of the Nigerian 6th Battalion during the war. So they crossed with 16,000 men, an armored vehicle, through Ida. Now, to cut the long story short, because I want to tell you what conspired between him and Yakubu Gowon, so I will not give you all the details. So, he crossed through Ida, was able to push the Biafran 12th Division, commanded by Martins Ivensu, out from the way. And so he was able to conquer Oka, A-W-K-A, Oka, which was the home of a prominent Biafran soldier, that is Alizendra Madebo. So when he got to Oka, he was able to capture Oka on the 19th of January, 1968. And so on the 20th of March, he marched from a place called Abagana to Onitsha. But when Ojukwu found out that Oka has been captured, he replaced Conrad Nwawo, who was the commander of the Biafran 11 Division, with Joe Achuzie to be the commander. But then, when Murtala Muhammad got to Onitsha, and this is where most historians in Africa, especially in Nigeria, got it wrong. That was not when the ambush of Abagana happened. No, Onitsha was invaded twice. First from Asaba, and second through Oka. Do you understand? But now, that was not when the ambush at Abagana happened. Onitsha was first captured before the Abagana ambush happened. Abagana ambush happened on the 31st of March, 1968, while Onitsha was captured on the 26th of March 1968. Because when Murtala Muhammad crossed Abagana, nothing happened until he got to Onitsha. And so they fought, and he was able to capture Onitsha on the 26th of March 1968. It was after the capture of Onitsha that the 11th Division divided itself into 2 units. One unit, commanded by Conrad Nwawo, moved south towards a place called Newi. And then Joe Achuze, 2nd unit, took his men towards Enugu and Onitsha Highway. Now, those his units who were towards Onitsha and Enugu Highway were commanded by a major called Jonathan Uchendu. Jonathan Uchendu. The spellings will be there. Now pay attention and pay attention very carefully. So, when Murtala Muhammad's reinforcement that he left in Oka were coming to Onitsha to see him with the reinforcement, that was when the ambush happened. 104 vehicles with 6,000 men were ambushed by Jonathan Uchendu's unit. They were commanded by Joe Achuze 11th Division. They were now divided. And that was the greatest ambush of the war. The Nigerian army lost a lot of people that day. Now, what happened? As much as Murtala Muhammad captured Onitsha, he lost a lot of men because he went into the Biafran territory with over 20,000 soldiers. But he conquered Onitsha and was left with just 2,000 soldiers. So when he went to Lagos to state about his victory, to announce his victory to Yakubu Gowon was not impressed at all. Yakubu Gowon was not impressed. And he made sure that Murtala Muhammad never commanded any other army. He made sure that Murtala Muhammad did not command a division, a brigade, or a battalion till the war was over, because he lost a lot of men. So he was replaced by Gibson Jailo. So Murtala Muhammad nurtured that grievance till the war was over. And so on the 29th of July, 1975, he was able to take over power from Yakubu Gowon when he went to meet in OAU, Kampala, Uganda. But unfortunately for him, on the 15th of February 1965, he was assassinated. Bukadimka, a coup d'etat that failed. Murtala Muhammad roughly spent 6 months and 15 days in office. Do you see? So his relationship with Yakubu Gowon soured with what happened during the Nigeria-Biafra Civil War. I love you and I care about you. I told you I'm going to make series for you to understand better. I'm working on that. When I'm done, I'm going to launch it for you all to watch. And my brother from Biako Island that asked me to make a video for Biako Island, I am going to be posting that video tomorrow morning. Okay? I love you and I care about you. From all part of Africa, from Algeria to Zimbabwe, we are one. I love you. Wisdom, now water. Wisdom, my people, is a principal thing. And once again, I want to say thank you so much for all those who came through for me in getting a laptop. Someone came out significantly. She knows herself. I love you and I care about you. May God reward you for coming through for the town crier. I love you so much. Akebulan, wisdom now water. Wisdom is the principal thing.